got involved in the United Jewish People's Order in Montreal in 1946. I became the president of the Youth Division at that time, and as a result of which I was sent as a representative to the first international conference of youth, which took place in Prague. And we also, as a part of that, were in Yugoslavia for a number of months, which is 1947, and we helped to build one of Tito's railways. This was a youth railway that involved a lot of young people throughout the world, and we had, our section was around Sarajevo. There we met, and it was a very wonderful experience to a great degree. We were in Paris for a couple of weeks, and were in the parade, the Bastille Day parade, with a bunch of young people. And then, as I said, we were at the World. It was a conference, and it very much like, if you saw it, if you were part of it, it's if you've watched Olympic Games and you see the different groups and their flags coming. Well, this was exactly the way it was in the Prague complex that held us, where we all marched together with different countries and different young people and so on. And the interesting, this might be interesting as well, is that for the first and the last time, the Israelis and the Arabs were one delegation in 1947. And they worked together, which is rather very interesting when I think back to it. And we met a lot of them. The other interesting thing I found too was the apartheid had become a part of Africa, South Africa. And we met some young people who came from South Africa. And one black young man that I remember very clearly, when I went over to try and shake his hand, he was very reluctant. And then he said, "I'm sorry, but if I touched a white woman's hand where I come from, I could get shot." That's part, and it stayed with me for the longest period of time. The other thing that was very, difficult perhaps for us to remember is the fact that there were a bunch of American young people who couldn't, of course, go to Yugoslavia because the United States wouldn't allow them. But there were a couple of black young people who moved together in the American delegation, but when we got to the United States, they were segregated. So that, we were 90 young people from all over Canada, from the east to the west, representing every walk of life. So that was very, very exciting and very interesting.